From the heart of GDC, where indie games are everywhere, we're going to talk about a kind of a sort of a big screen indie game. This is one that there's a lot of noise associated with.
From the heart of Dylan Cuthbert, he's the head of Q Games.
We heart him.
I love Dylan Cuthbert.
Yeah.
He's got his Pixeljunk Eden, he's got his monsters, he's got his racers, he's got his shooter.
Yes.
And this is Shooter too. And we liked the first game.
The first game was terrific. Well, this game's a little bit more focused towards a multiplayer experience, but it's basically the same type of game in the single player mode. There's some new weapons and some new monsters and stuff that you'll face.
The object of the game remains the same. You got a bunch of scientists that you need to rescue.
Yep.
They're all perched precariously on little cliffs here and there, located throughout the level. You press the L2 button and your little proboscis comes out and you hook it onto the scientist.
Proboscis?
Yep, that's the word of the day, Vic.
Holy crap.
Proboscis. So your little chain comes out, you pick up the scientist, zoop, goes right into the ship.
Yep.
The object is to rescue enough scientists, the gate will open and you move on to the next area. To feel cool. I mean, don't you feel cool when you rescue these scientists, though? I love rescuing people in video games.
Rescuing people when they're sort of in molten lava. Now, they've added some different modes because they're trying to add some extension to the core single-player experience. I'm not crazy about the Dig Dug variety.
There's a little special kind of ship that you can acquire, which will transform your ship into...
ship or something.
Yeah, I don't know what it's called.
The Hungry Ship.
And so you use the Hungry Ship to sort of carve your way through the level. It just felt like the controls needed to be tweaked or something.
Well,
they were very awkward.
Because it completely loses the analog precision of the spaceship flying around. You have to get through these little tiny corridors. So you have to be precise in the flying mode, and then all of a sudden it's crap-ass Dig Dug, and there's big empty gap spaces.
Weren't you afraid you were going to eat the scientists instead of...
All the time, and I was going to have blocks fall on my Hungry Ship.
It's so sad when you lose the scientists,
I know,
too. I hate it, too. It just makes me want to restart the level.
Totally.
Because I have OCD and I have to do everything perfectly.
You get about 15 levels to kind of traverse through in single player, but in multiplayer there's a bunch of different modes where you're facing off against each other and you can stack up new weapons on your ship and go chase each other down. One of the ships has radar kind of capabilities.
Right, there's an offense and a defense, and you switch back and forth.
Yeah.
The object of the game is to rescue the scientists and transfer them back to your little home base.
Or kill the guy that's trying to do that.
The trick here, the trick that they're playing on us here is the guy who's rescuing the scientists, you can't see him.
Yeah. It's so cool. It's so addictive.
It's very cool.
We were playing together, and it was really fun.
It felt good to laugh again.
And it starts to creep, that addictive factor of it, because we were getting better. Because it's new. I've never played anything like this. It's totally cool. And as we were getting better, it's like, oh yeah, I could see this being a war for a very long time.
Instead of going around and hunting for new scientists, you can merely I could just fly over to Victor's cave and steal his scientists and haul them back to my base.
That's pretty cool.
So -1 for you, +1 for me. And like the first game, you're constantly fooling around with natural elements like water and lava, and you're using them to fight against one another. I didn't love this as much as I loved the first game.
I love this.
I'm still a Q Games fan. I'm still a Dylan Cuthbert fan. I'm going to give this a 7.5.
It's a 9 for me. Great game.
A little too high.
Download it, and it's a perfect score. Yours is too low.
Yours is too high.
All right.